Alright, YouTube, it is the Bat Nerd, and I am back with another Bat Nerd Reviews, and today, yes, I am reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So this is written by Jeff Loveness, directed by Peyton Reed, who did the first two Ant-Man movies, and it's based on the Marvel comic book characters, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Jonathan Majors, Katheryn Newton, David Desmachin, Katie O'Brien, William Jackson Harper, Bill Murray, Michelle Pfeiffer, Corey Stoll, and Michael Douglas. So this is the third installment in the Ant-Man franchise and the very first movie in the MCU. So this is the beginning of Phase 5. So, Scott Lang is pretty much, living the life of like a celebrity because he's an Avenger. He saved the world. Well, he'll save the world. And he also feels that he needs to also make up for lost time with his daughter Cassie during the blip, because she didn't blip and she aged 5 years, so he missed a lot of those years with her. And of course, Cassie during that time has been getting equipped with quantum technology and manages to build a device that can call to the quantum realm, and then they get sucked into it. Cassie, her dad, Scott Lang, Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp, who is also, in a relationship with Scott, as we all know. And, of course, Hope's parents, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. And, basically, they get sucked into the quantum realm, only to discover that there is a whole different world in the quantum realm. And, of course, we, find a few things out about Janet and her past and her time during her time in the quantum realm, and that that the quantum realm is controlled by none other than Knag The Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors, who made his first appearance in the MCU in the Series 1 finale of Loki, where he was playing He Who Remains, just one variant of Kang. And of course, we even get the big debut movie live action of MODOK, this time played by Corey Stoll, who was Darren Cross Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man movie, but we find out what happens to him and he becomes MODOK, Kang's henchman, and we basically see him become MODOK, and basically they have to try and get out of the quantum realm, but also stop Kang as well, and help the quantum realm defeat Knag The Conqueror. So that is the story there. I won't say any more. So what did I like about this one? Well, I thought this was quite a fun action movie. It was 2 hours long, so it didn't drag on for like the 2.5 to 3 hour time slot. So I'm glad we got to, back to the basic 2 hour kind of run time. I thought Paul Rudd was great in it. I loved Katheryn Newton as Cassie Lang, and also Evangeline Lilly as, as Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp. She was great in it too, changed her hair again. I also liked the return of Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer in this. We got to see Michelle Pfeiffer's character in it a lot more this time, because, in the last movie she was not in it the whole time. I also like that we got to see the birth of MODOK. Well, not the birth of MODOK, but we got to see the MCU's take on MODOK. Metallic organism designed only for killing. And he looked strange, but with him being a big head, it wasn't gonna look pretty. It wasn't gonna look, let's just say the effects for that was good. I like that. I also like Jonathan Majors playing Knag The Conqueror, and, he was a good villain, and Kang is gonna be worse than Thanos, I can tell you that now, the main villain of the multiverse saga. And also, I like the credit scenes. We had a mid-credit scene where we finally see the Council of Kangs. I'll say no more on that. And then there is a second post-credit scene where we find getting things set up for the next season of Loki. Yes, we do see a little cameo from Loki. I'll say no more on that. But be sure to stick around for those credit scenes, because they are worth it, and probably one of the better parts of the movie. This movie had some good visuals. The visuals were good in this, the effects and everything. The comedy was great, the drama was great. I really loved the performances that our leads gave in this with, the whole family thing. It was great, and I truly enjoyed watching all of that. And Bill Murray's part in it, well, he wasn't a major role, more like a brief role, because he wasn't in it that long, but, still, he was okay. First of all, if you can hear any noises or anything outside, I have neighbors putting up a shed, so do excuse the noises if you do hear any. But yeah, I think it had some good visuals here and there, and some good moments, some good reconnecting and stuff, and yeah, so, yeah, that is my likes. So what didn't I like? Well, let me tell you, I do have a few negatives to say about this one. Yes, so, my negatives, well, excuse me a moment. My negatives. First of all, I thought this had good effects, but at some parts, I just feel that they were too reliant on the CGI. I mean, with them going to the quantum realm, they were gonna obviously have a lot of it in there, CGI, and yeah, I feel at some points they were way too reliant on it. And this movie, for a majority of it, was drowning in the CGI, and there was sometimes too much of it, and I was like, yeah, I can tell that's a green screen, yeah, I can tell it's a blue screen, yeah, that was done by computers, etc. But this is the digital age, so it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, but I just feel that sometimes there were moments with the CG that took me out of it, but they still have a few practical stuff here and there. Another thing I did not like was Scott's gang in this, particularly the funny Russian guy who sneaks a little role in this one. And then there was then there was Lewis. Michael Pena's character from the first two Ant-Man movies. Who gave the voiceover and told us the whole story bit by bit. His character was not in this, and it was a bit of a disappointment. To not hear him going, it would have been nice to hear him do, like, a full recap of the first two movies, and, it'd be fun to see what happened during the blip, like him doing a voiceover saying that everyone disappeared and I was like the only one left, or I thought I was the only one left, etc. It would have been fun to see something like that at least. But and then maybe at the end when they're out of the quantum realm, he does a whole narration of what's been going on, with Scott since they got out of there. But no, he was nowhere to be seen in this one. Another unanswered question was, Hannah John Carmen, Ava Starr Ghost's character in the movie, but that didn't really cross my mind. But, I think we're going to see her again in, we definitely are going to see her again in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. But it'd be interesting to know, did she blip? Because if she did she go half a decade without any, treatment, or quantum treatment? So yeah, there were a few unanswered questions, but yeah, I really thought, Lewis would make a brief cameo in this, but he didn't. But, that's the thing with some sequels, they can't please everybody. I think this was a good way of starting Phase 5 of the MCU, but, like I say, maybe they could have eased off a little bit on the CGI, but other than that, it was entertaining and I enjoyed watching it. So, ratings for this one. What am I going to rate Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? You know what? I think I'll give it 3.5 batarangs out of 5. So by far not a bad movie at all. And it was entertaining, but that 1.5 we should give it a 5. Like I say, because of the CGI and the few missing characters we got. But hey, still check it out if you love the MCU. So there you go. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So did you see it? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. I have been the Bat Nerd and this has been Bat Nerd Reviews. So until next time, Bat Nerd out.